So in the previous arc, we had this parasite that manipulated my boy Coco into doing some very bad things and things he didn't want to do. And it honestly looked like he was about to get away scot-free. We'd see him again in the next arc. I knew he was going to pop up in this episode just because the preview did show him at one point running. But to see what we saw, I mean, I truly thought he got killed there. I thought this was going to be one of those moments where you do not cross this professor and you do not invade their school, and as he says, we'll pretty much accept anyone, but if you invade our school, yeah, that ain't gonna fly. And the fact that they only decided to not kill him because they needed to send a message, a warning. But there won't be a second warning, but honestly, this was hands down the most dramatic episode for only having a couple of slight moments of dramatic. In a lot of ways, you could call this a recap episode, given that they reflect on all 3 seasons of what these characters have been through. There's a lot of new content, sure, but at the same time, this was honestly a very good recap episode in a lot of ways. But between the warning shot that literally pierced him to the point that he was coughing up blood all the way home, to the end of the episode where they casually reveal that they now know Iruma is a human. And that means, not only is it feasting time for them, his secret could very well be exposed in a way that we don't know what it would do to the cast as a whole. And if you need to hook in the viewers anymore to want a season 4, then that's exactly how you do so. We have 2 episodes left before we have to say goodbye to season 3. We know we're going to get another season. A production committee doesn't once, twice, no, 3 times announce a 2-core back-to-back season. They only do that when the show is clearly turning a profit for them. And this show has more than enough material to continue to adapt. We're going to see a season 4. It's just a matter of when, not if. But I think in order to really get us invested deeper into the story, into the narrative, after having so many arcs and episodes of just fun, you didn't really need to think too much about any particular moment, you were having fun watching the silliness. This has really popped off into not only caring about how far the Misfit class has come, but now how easily it could all shatter if that secret does get exposed. Now, obviously, when we look at how the school as a whole looks at Iruma and the Misfit class, it's pretty positive right now. And while even during the recap/reflection, they're looking at ever since he came to that school, pretty much he was the king. He was someone who basically had authority. So you might be able to make the argument, say, oh, but if it did get exposed, would it really ruin it? But probably. I think there's too much general perception of what humans and demons are, that them learning that he was a human, while there's certain characters that would be okay with it, if the whole school learned at the same time, it would be bad. It would be very bad. Is there potential for them to accept him as a human down the road? Sure, but it doesn't change the fact that they may not have that moment to explain if it gets dropped in a bad way. We don't know what they're going to do with that information, when they're going to launch their next attack, their next moment to invade. But it isn't looking good. Though, on the flip side, they at the very least did, before dropping that bombshell, shoot the boy responsible for the manipulation. So at the very least, it does feel like if they hit us, we'll hit them back. But honestly, for this season, building up Iruma, especially after season 2 and everything we've experienced, the victories, and even when it felt like some characters lose, they still feel like they're progressing. To have so much hope to then just by one simple moment of placing a recording device on his back at the beginning of the Harvest Festival, they have information. I'm human. And even if they suspected it before, they now have the full confirmation. And this is going to be explosive in season 4. If they really wanted to do us dirty, they would end season 3 with him delivering letters to every member of the school revealing that information, but you never know with what they're gonna do next. But bloody, explosive, insane. But honestly, like 18 minutes of this episode was mostly like just very fun drunken shenanigans. It was watching the teachers get absolutely hammered. Flusterness, romantic undertones. There's like this old man trying to fend off all the guys who might try to go after his granddaughter or daughter and just didn't work out too well. But it was nice because, like I said, it kind of felt like a recap episode, which that can be a taboo word, especially in anime, when it feels like you're wasting an episode just to recap events either we've recently seen or we still remember because they're fresh enough on our mind. But I felt like, given everything we've experienced, watching them just get drunk and talk with each other and feel like they're bonding, as they reflect on the biggest moments of all 3 seasons, it actually worked quite well as a reminder, because obviously not everyone will have watched all 2 seasons before jumping into season 3 when it kicked off. Like, honestly, besides season 2, season 1 is honestly a lot lesser on my mind. I remember certain points, but that's just how I am, right? Because it's been a lot longer as I watched season 2 roughly just before season 3 started up. So to kind of get that reminder of all the big moments, it actually did work out, and it felt like the appropriate moment. They weren't doing random recap in the middle of the Harvest Festival. No, it's all over. It's kind of like the de-stressor before, honestly, kind of like the calm before the next storm. And what a storm is clearly brewing, so I liked what they did. I thought it was fun. I thought it was a good reminder without really feeling like they're wasting our time, and it always felt like something new was happening visually on screen. Given that we're clearly setting up the next arc, which I've heard for a lot of people can be just as good as the Harvest Festival, and I guess it's really just up to preference of which one you choose because they're written about the same quality. Obviously, we're not gonna jump right into it and complete it this season with only 2 episodes to go, but they're clearly getting our minds racing and trying to see the bigger picture of where the show wants to go, especially because this isn't a short series. It's a pretty long written show that is still ongoing in its manga, and there's like, I think currently like another 4 seasons worth of 20 episode content that they can adapt, right? So the fact that they're showing us the long game, but also keeping the main focus, which is we got to get everyone in the Misfit class up to a certain rank, otherwise we lose that classroom, which was the whole point of season 2. Are they going to do it? Probably, but honestly, the cliffhanger of this episode does have me worried, because I wouldn't be shocked whatsoever is if they all do get up to the right rank. It's like everything's sunshine and rainbows, look at us, and then something happens, whether everyone gets a letter or they pop up over the speaker and they announce Iruma is human. There's already suspicion. He never shows his wings. There's the way he is in general, right? So it could easily explode in their face even if they technically succeed, and that's what's exciting, is that for a while Iruma was a show that was just fun to watch. You had a smile on your face, you didn't need to worry too much, but the plot's gotten more relevant, more in our face, and in doing so, there's a lot more worry without losing the charm of the show. We still have the great cast dynamic, but now there's the bigger picture of Iruma is feeling more and more like everyone looks at him as he's the next chosen king. But as soon as his secret's revealed, what happens? And it feels like it's only a matter of when, not if, his secret gets fully revealed to the entire school. And honestly, I don't know how he'll be able to deal with that. I wouldn't even be shocked if there's an exile arc or something. I don't know. But that is exciting. I think when an anime like this that starts off so comfy and fun, it can then start to make you stretch your brain, theorize, speculate of where the future of the show can go on a narrative level. That's how you get into the territory of a good or great anime gets into that amazing and potentially even masterpiece level. And this is a show I could easily see myself watching for many, many more seasons to come. And honestly, as long as they keep making it, I'm gonna keep watching it. But I'll pass the torch over to you, whether you want to talk about the dramaticness of getting shot or the bombshell of Iruma being human, or maybe some of the goofy fun moments that this episode had to work with. Let me know what you thought down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, ring that bell so you can get notified when I upload on the channel, and I got a bunch of live reactions going on over on my Patreon if you're interested, but of course, I also give video shoutouts like a few are about to get here. So today, we got Buwanake, Monica Lazuria, Blue Knight, and Brandon Lanigarnd. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. Have a good one.